Good morning, fellow budgeters. It's Brandy, and you're watching From Debt to Dreams. Today we're doing our expense tracking video, and last week was so full that I didn't do an expense tracking video. But if you can see here, I did track my expenses. I kept up with things. I just didn't have time to actually make the video to go along with the expense tracking. It was a crazy week. I was supposed to go to Birmingham, Alabama for a one-day children's ministry conference with the children's pastor at my church. I'm her assistant, and our flights just kept getting canceled. And so I was up for 36-ish hours, maybe not that much, maybe 30-ish hours. And flights just kept getting canceled. We were stuck in DC for a little bit. It was just a little bit of a nightmare, but ended up having a really good bonding time with her. And then we made our way home, and then work was crazy. And then my son's birthday was on Thursday, and we did a family fun day after he was done with school. And then, at that point it was just Friday, and I was like, I could either make a video and go through everything, or I could just say, you know what? We're not doing it. So I just didn't do it. But here is what we did. Like, here, you can pause the screen if you want, and you can look at things. I'm not going to go through everything like I usually do, because this was last week, and I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to move forward and keep going on. So what I do have here, though, are some things that are finally starting to come out from my checking account from stuff that I did spend last week. So this one right here is Dollar Tree for $12. That is me buying balloons for my son's birthday. I like to buy a bouquet of balloons every year for each kid, and they get the number of balloons that they are. So he got 6 balloons this year, and it was really, I enjoy doing it. I don't think they like it as much anymore. It was really fun. It's still fun for me to just buy the balloons and stuff. But now that Party City is closed, I'm going to have to, I got the balloons at Dollar Tree, but like the foil balloons are not my favorite. So I'm going to have to like start buying like my own helium tank, or figure out if there's a local business down here or something that does balloon bouquets. So yeah, if I was really good at balloons, I would open up my own little business, but I'm not good with balloons. So anyway, here is, we went to Circle K for some gas, and my Celebrations and my Cars and Gas is the same color, and I never realized that until about a couple weeks ago. And then here is our natural gas bill, which is a utilities bill. So then let's look and see what our weekend cash spending looked like. Not only did we celebrate my son's birthday on Thursday, but one of their little best friends had a birthday on Wednesday, and then we went to his birthday party on Saturday. So that is our little gift to him. And then I picked the wrong color. We did our grocery shopping. So we went to Walmart and we went to Costco. So with that, let's look and see what we have here for our cash left over. Here's our change going into the change jar. Okay, so we have $17. I really want to put $15 into my debt binder. I'm going to hold on to this 10 until Friday. We're going to put it right back here into our groceries. And if we end up not spending it on anything this week, I'm going to move it into my debt binder. So we have $7 that we need to put in. So let's write that down. Today is the 7th. So for our $1 book, we're putting in $2. And for our debt binder, we're putting in $5. All right. Ooh. I realized I didn't write down the debt binder money from. Oh, let me write that down actually. I'm going to put 105 right here, because when I pulled the cash out last week, here's the sinking funds and here's Jason, and I didn't write down the debt binder money, and I know I put $100 in the debt binder. All right, so let's put this in here. We got $2 going in here. We did not add any money to this last week. I had a lot of dollars left over and I was so excited to put them in here, but something told me to hold on to them, and so I did, and then we ended up having to spend it on some things later in the week. Like something for the kids or this takeout or something like that. So we just needed the money, and I was bummed about that, but it is what it is. So then there's $5 for the debt binder. All right, and then let's highlight this savings one right here. And that's it for today. I do have a lot sitting in pending in my checking account, so we'll have a lot to go over tomorrow. All right, my friends, I hope you have a lovely Monday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Happy Tuesday, fellow budgeters. It's Tuesday afternoon. It's been quite a day at work, but it's all right. We're going to get through this. So we had a lot come out of our checking account, which I expected because we had a lot going on the end of last week. But here we filled up our car for $29.99. Look, I got a new color for celebrations. I just need to fix the my label on it because the celebrations, it was tired of it being the same color as gas. So here is a Dollar Tree expense for celebrations. We got our little friend a birthday card at the Dollar Tree. His birthday party was on Saturday. This right here is a place called the Wandering Cone, and my son, Josh, on his birthday, we did a little mini yes day, and so he wanted McDonald's, which is right here. He wanted to go to Jungle Rapids, which is like a family fun place around here. We played laser tag and mini golf, and then he wanted ice cream afterwards, so we went to the Wandering Cone. So those are all celebrations. Pets. I took my dog to the vet to get her nails cut, and then they told me that she was behind on her canine influenza shot, so we got that done. We will need to go back in another 5 weeks for her nails. I'm trying to get her nails under control again. This right here is my husband's car. It needed an oil change, and the front tire, one of the front tires needed to be fixed. I wasn't planning on this expense, but you know, it happened, and we're moving on. We have the money for it, had the money for it, so it's there and it's done. And then our mortgage came out. So we're sitting at $606 in the checking account. Payday is Friday. What we have left to come out is, once again, we were not charged this Apple TV charge, and I'm confused because we still have access to Apple TV, so I don't know. I might have my husband try to figure that out. Right, so we're still waiting on our internet bill to come out, which hopefully will be done by the end of the week, and then our Compassion International and T-Mobile. What we have left here are our HOA dues, which will come out about the 10th, but I'm gonna put some money in the bank account for that, and then we need to get our van inspected, which I hope to do this weekend so that we can just get the van registration done and out of the way. And then I was supposed to put $50 into savings. However, because we spent a little bit more on my son's birthday day than I had originally expected and planned for, that $50 is just going to stay in the savings account, and it's not going to get moved over to savings. So that's where we're at. And we just have those few things left over for the rest of the week. And that's it for today, Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Bye! Happy Wednesday, fellow budgeters. It's the afternoon. I've had a really busy day at work. If you hear children in the background, we have quite a few neighborhood kids playing here today, and that's all right. Here is what we got going on. I have our Peacock subscription came out, and our internet bill came out. And on Sunday, I got myself some Bojangles because I was hungry after church. And our Compassion International tithes came out. So what that means for the rest of the month is, or the rest of this pay cycle, is we're just waiting on T-Mobile to come out. The HOA will come out eventually, and then we need to get our van registered, which that is probably just going to move on to the next pay cycle, because we didn't get that done. So, whoops. So, yay us. All right, y'all, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Happy Friday, fellow budgeters. Today is payday. I love payday because not only is it a fresh start. Oh, my chair is so squeaky. Not only is it a fresh start, but I get to batch film. And that means I get to do cash stuffing, and then I get to do my debt binder videos. And even though those don't come out till a week after the cash stuffing, I still love them because I get anxious, not anxious, I get too excited and I can't wait for it. So I just do it on payday, but then I have to wait 2 weeks to do it again. And oh well, I'm excited about it. I'll be going to the bank a little later. They're not open quite yet, but I'll probably go about 10 o'clock my time. So yesterday I didn't film because I got really, really busy with work. So here's what came out of our checking account yesterday. And then the only thing that's happened in our checking account is I moved our earned income over that we need for this next pay cycle. So Nintendo is fun. Where's my fun category? Sometimes I have these already. Oh, I need a new desk set up. I'm telling y'all. There it is. My youngest, Josh, got a gift card, a Nintendo gift card. And so I plugged it in, and then the thing that he wanted, he got a $20 gift card, and the thing that he wanted was $24. So I paid the $4 because the poor little dude. Our T-Mobile account, or our T-Mobile bill came out. So all the bills from the pay cycle from the beginning of April is completely done. The only thing we're waiting on really is just the HOA. And I only put that in the first pay cycle because that's when I thought it was going to come out. They say they charge you on the 10th, but then it always takes a couple of days to come out of the checking account. But that doesn't matter really because I'm taking it, I have the cash for it. So as soon as it comes out of my account, I'll be throwing the cash back in. And then we also need to get our van inspected and then pay for our van tax, van tags. And what was left in the checking account before I moved our earned income over is $279, and that is enough to pay for the van tags and the inspection. Let's just pray that we don't need to do anything. It did just get an oil change, and we did tell them, hey, can you just take a look real quick? And they said everything looked fine. So we're gonna get it inspected tomorrow after we do our church is doing a Make a Difference Day. And so they're doing so many different kind of service projects around town tomorrow. Especially they're kind of doing some renovations to a couple of recovery houses for individuals who, I think they're kind of like halfway houses or houses where individuals who are trying to become sober are able to stay while they're working on that process. And so we're going to be doing some renovations to those homes. And then the children's ministry that I work in, we did a food drive, and we also filled out a bunch of prayer cards that, so we're going to put together like an encouragement box for all of the residents of these halfway homes. And inside these encouragement boxes, there's going to be these prayer cards, and there's also going to be a Bible in there, and I think maybe a journal and some pens and stuff. And so we're going to be putting together these encouragement boxes and then also be sorting the food. And then that's what we'll be doing so we can get our kids involved so they don't have to be a part of the renovation projects at the houses. So anyway, that's what we're doing this weekend. And then after that, we'll get the car inspected. But here's the last two things that happened in our checking account in this pay period. I took my youngest son to McDonald's after his 6-year-old well check because I made him get some vaccines you know, just the flu shot and the COVID booster. And then I was like, you know what, Betty, I'm going to take you to McDonald's because nobody likes a shot and he really wasn't supposed to be getting any. And then I decided last minute. And then that same night, neither my husband nor I wanted to cook. So we had Chick-fil-A for dinner. So that's what those is. That's what those is. Anyway, I hope that you have a really good Friday. Why don't you go ahead and down below and tell me what you're doing this weekend. I look forward to seeing your responses. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. And I can't wait until you can see me again on Tuesday for a cash stuffing video. Have a great weekend.